Welcome into the Jordy Culotta show here on this Monday.
Don't miss the show.
Golly, that was good shit. Rohan is here. He's here every week, and that is brought to you by Brian Fletcher Painting.
Up this morning.
Yeah, we are, baby. Brian Fletcher Painting. Remember our guy. Great experience. 40 years experience in painting. Just, I mean, look, animated of it. Yeah, right. Quiet down. Quiet down. Call on the play.
Max Johnson had to do that. Yo, shut the fuck up. Let me get a play in. No, I can't.
48 hours later, bro, what did we see on Saturday night?
Hey, I'm going to tell you, not to get off, I'm going to tell you now, that goddamn boy from Alabama looked good for the Patriots last night.
Mac Jones.
Damn.
17. Hey, they hit Brady last night. Hey,
listen.
They pushed him around. They came in and hit him, bro.
That was the best freaking game plan Bill Belichick. And you saw a little crazy Bill on the side last night?
Yeah, his son.
Yeah.
Did you see little crazy Bill?
He wanted to win so bad.
I mean,
and then you got Crazy Brady on the scramble 36. I'm going for it. It's week 5,
Did you see how slow that 6 year old
Eddie made a move.
He took a shoulder.
I mean, like, how does that happen on an NFL field? I mean, I was looking at like that's a 44-year-old man.
It's assault any other place but a football field.
I couldn't believe he did either.
I couldn't believe he did
either.
They will kill each other.
Belichick was trying to kill him.
He was trying to hurt him. It was a duel.
Hey, yeah.
Just one gun, one bullet each.
He probably told 3 or 4, right? Like, hurt this motherfucker.
Oh man,
listen, there's a contract out.
Oh yeah. You know that we ain't gonna say the word, but yeah, absolutely. Right. Man, that was a great
jump
game.
off a bridge.
It was.
That was a good.
It was.
That's not talking about jumping off damn bridges. PTSD.
Got my money. I got your money, man.
Got no damn money.
48 hours later, Max Johnson, the LSU offense. What happened? What happened Saturday night?
Tale of two halves. God Almighty. The second half, man. The first half, I'm not. What you say, Liz? I mean, you said it. He run through them 15 plays and
that's it.
We look good. You know, I still think though, man, it's rookie. I still think that it's still trying to figure out that second half when now they're adjusting. You got to understand, now you got these other coaches that are more experienced. They're adjusting in the second half.
You got film now, too,
That's
right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got all that. We got to do a better job of changing, whether it's the momentum, go to some kind of no huddle, speed it up a little bit, because Max seems to play a lot better when he's not thinking.
So, Ro, what is happening when they send in the play? We're huddled up. We call the play. We break. We get to the line. We give a dummy call. Said blue 80, hut. We look over.
10,
the play's called. Is this a new play? Is this a totally new play that we're getting from the sideline?
Yes.
But the format, like we gotta send people. You gotta get here. I need you here. Now we're ready to go because we're running to the right side rather than going left. Said blue 80, hut. And now we're at 1. We're at and the sideline's freaking out. You can see Ogeron's getting close to the referee. He sees 2, 1. Now he calls timeout. Max looking at the sideline, he's saying
they're definitely give it
to me. What's the deal? What's going on?
And the thing is, this is the thing I don't know, right? Everything you just said is fine. They either give him a play and it's a check with me, right? Run, pass, RPO, whatever it may be. I don't know exactly, right? So he gets it, shows it. Now, like you said, they come back to the sideline for him to get the real play of what Coach Peetz wants him to run. So he's basically taking the decision,
which is coming from the box into a headset, from a headset onto the field. Now, I mean, it's all like we got.
It's a lot
10,
going on.
9.
And then to think about it, you got a rookie doing it.
Yep.
You don't know if the guys on the sideline, the quarterbacks, they're rookies as well. That's out there doing it. Nussmeyer, Kev LeCuz, all of them are young kids doing it. So now they have to get it. In the heat of the moment, they may get it wrong.
Absolutely.
Everybody, look how many channels it's going through. You know what I'm saying?
Now it's touching 4 people.
And you can tell now he's out there on the field he knows he doesn't have enough time. Yeah. And and those are the things that I was talking about. those are the things that I was
Stress.
talking about as far as when you have a coach that's also a rookie coach. If you have a veteran coach going through this,
like,
you don't
tell him to
have
calm
these-
down there.
you don't
Listen, we
have
got
it-
this. Yeah.
And they know to get the plays in quicker. They know that that's paramount when you have a young quarterback, is to get the plays in quick for him so he can make decisions on the line, especially when he got to do all that on the line. Look to the sideline, do all that
Right,
bullshit.
right,
So he
right.
definitely has to get it in. And that's a problem. But check this out, though. Hasn't like situational, hasn't like clock management, stuff like that. That's been a problem with this era anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've had that issues with time. Look, we took a damn timeout coming off the field yesterday, dog. After I think it was a kickoff or a punt or something, and we came and took a timeout.
Yeah.
Like
That can't happen.
it can't happen, man.
He blew 4 of 6 timeouts.
It can't happen.
4 of 6 were blown, burnt.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Right? We've been having these problems with this regime. We've been having these problems whether it's clock management, whether it's situational football, whether it's the decision making when the
yeah.
booty hole get tight.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah,
that.
crunch time.
We've had those issues. So I would have think that, but you also, like I said, you would think that bringing in a new OC, but it's a rookie OC as far as in these situations. So he's also relying on analysts and relying on these people to help him out, and they're not doing a good job. They're really not doing a good job, and by us being so not late in the season, but we're a few games in, those are the things you iron out week 1 and 2.
I mean, like training camp, right?
Right, but I mean, you still need like
You gotta
a
see what it looks
game.
like, yeah.
Yeah, so I give him a mulligan for the first one. Now that week 2, you should be better, because when we talk about spring, these dress rehearsals, those are so much more for the coaches as well. Especially when it's a damn rookie coach, it's even more important for him. So, hey, we have to. I mean, we've always had a problem with that. That is something that we're going to absolutely have to clean up because it's costing us. Especially when you got a rookie quarterback, like he needs those timeouts. He needs the plays in. Man, listen, put 2 guys over there instead of 6 of them over there holding up signs. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a PlayStation sign every time. That's all I see.
Or just call a play and live with it. I mean, is that okay in 2021?
Yeah. So
I mean, can't you do that?
Sometimes as coaches, you
overthink
it and try to give them too much. And listen, with us offensively how we are now, it's one thing I know for sure going forward is everyone is going to force Max to make the plays. I know that going forward. We can't run the ball, so everybody's going to continue to make sure we don't run the ball. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So going forward as an OC, now that's not good, but you know that.
Right.
You know that everybody's going to force Max to make the plays now. So we have to do some things to counter that. And I can't off top say do this right now. But if you have all this time and you know what the issue's gonna be going forward, let's do some things. Whether it gotta be some 4 highlighted just gimme trick plays a game, whether it's an up tempo, change the pace, or not even change the pace, but it doesn't have to be 2 minute. Like we have to do something where he's moving, we getting the ball, he's feeling good about it. Because if you're saying we can't run the ball, now you're saying, okay, it is on you. Because actually last game, we only ran the ball realistically 13 times. It said 20 or whatever, but he ran it himself improv about 8 or 9 times. Yeah. So those aren't call runs.
Right.
So call runs, we're already saying 70% of the offense is going to come through you, Max. It's going to come off of your left arm. Basically, that's what we said last game. So if that's what we're going to do going forward, knowing we can't run the football, well, now you have to do things that highlights what he does well. You have to change up some things. You got to change tempo. You got to slow tempo. You got to get it out. You got to make sure you highlight playmakers. Like, you have to do this now as a coach because you're conceding. If we're conceding, because that's what it seems like, you're conceding and saying 70% is coming through you. So now, if that's the case, and that's fine. If you feel like the running game isn't developed and it's not going to get there based on where we are with the line and what we have, that's fine. So we're going to try to find other ways to win football games. That's fine. Well, now, put your heads together. Whoever these analysts that y'all paying these money, these head coaches, head coach Orgeron, Madge, Coach Peetz, now they have to put their heads together and come up with a game plan week in and week out that's going to highlight the guys that we have on offense, because we have enough on offense to make plays.
We have enough. You're the best wide receiver in the country.
Listen, we have enough. We have enough, man. We have, like, you could say that next year about another one of the receivers.
Yeah.
And the year after that,
he's coming back.
That's what I'm telling you. So I'm not conceding this shit about we can't run, so we going to lose. You have enough. You have enough offensively, even with the line not playing great. You have enough to manufacture some points, to get the ball out your hands and get it to your guys in space. If you want to go no damn huddle the whole time and get everybody in space and dink and dunk down the whole field, you can do it. Because at some point or another, you're going to find a matchup.
Right.
With all those receivers,
Absolutely.
You're going to find a matchup.
Absolutely.
You could put somebody in the middle, take the top off the coverage, and play man-to-man on one side. There's ways to manufacture points, man. Yeah, you can manufacture points. You don't have to sit there and just say, oh, we can't run the football, we can't run the football. Throw your screens, throw your tear screens. Use Max as part of the run game. Getting empty and go up tempo and so now he knows it. Give him 10 plays in that system that he knows and run them shits, man, until you could run it. And then now maybe they back off now we pop a draw. Now we pop this, now we pop that. But I'm not conceding this thing about we can't win and compete just because we have more than enough talent offensively. It's coaching.
Why do you think that they got away from up-tempo? You saw it against Central Michigan, wherever they went fast, and it seemed like you said, they did it against Mississippi State also, where it seemed like that's where Max Johnson wanted to operate. He was so comfortable. And then you go back to Auburn Saturday, and it's back to the check with me's, and it looked exactly like it did against UCLA.
Yeah.
Like, why did they go back to that?
I think that we got real comfortable in the Auburn game because we came out, played well, we were playing well, even though we weren't running the ball. I think they were playing well, and then it was almost like they started looking and hoping that the clock just continued to run out. It's kind of like trying to hold on, front runner mentality is what I call it. And you didn't see a steadfast approach in the second half the way you did in the first half, and that's coaching. Like, the coaches have to bring that in the second half the same way. I'm not saying like the players are definitely responsible for the tackling, lack of tackling, lack of corralling the quarterback, lack of making that play. Like, defensively, all they had to do is just make one play.
And it's over.
And not a 4th and 2, but just the junk plays that Nick's made with his feet just running around. If number 8, OBJ, if he does the simple rule of don't leave your feet for a pump fake, he tackles him. You know what I mean? Like, he comes and you got to understand also when you running and scrambling for these guys, like, quarterbacks, all we doing is trying to get you out your element. If you running, we want you to jump. If you're going left, we want you to go right. So if he just stays on a simple rule that they teach you since I've been playing football, and I didn't even play defense long. If a quarterback pumps, don't jump. If he's right there, if he runs through him, it's a tackle that we get the ball. So, but it was a bunch of little plays like that. You know what I mean? And so the defense played hard and played good, but we not there where we make that one play that shut the shit down. Like, if we make that one, it was like 8 opportunities Bo Nix gave us. Whether it was 50-50 balls, throwing the ball across his body, I counted on 2 plays, 6 people missed them. I mean, literally had them wrapped up and missed them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we know, man, whenever those things happen, something big happen next.
No doubt about it.
Always.
You can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it. Always happens. If you drop a pick or whatever, he came back and banged them across the middle with an incredible. It was an incredible scramble and an incredible accurate pass. Like,
it was the game of his life.
Yeah, he played his behind off. He did everything that you hate to see him do. It just worked out for him.
It did. Now, he'll never play that good again.
Absolutely not.
That was the best game he's played in college.
And I'm telling you, TJ had something to do with that. TJ pushed him.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you'll see that performance out of him again. But
mentally, he got him to a new spot.
Absolutely.
Even Bo Nick said after the game. Even Bo Nick said after the game, this week has been different for me. I've handled this week different. It wasn't like I was a starter. I just wanted to be the best competitor. And he went in there and competed his ass off.
Oh, you never question if he competitor.
Yeah.
The fuck, he competes, dude.
Yeah.
He just worked out all for him against
is what you see, can they fix what you're looking at LSU? Because It feels
I think defensively they're fine.
Yeah, I do too.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I think
I
defensively
thought they played
fine.
good on Saturday night defensively.
I do
you know
too.
what I mean?
I think they played well. I just think in the second half, I mean, we didn't help them out any. Offensively, we didn't do anything to help our defense out, getting off the field and things of that nature. So we did nothing for them. I think defensively we were fine. I think defensively we're going in the right direction. Like I said, I think they just did some things, you know, they didn't play as well in the run fit and the tackling as the previous weeks, and that definitely cost us because we couldn't tackle the backs in space. The secondary looked like we wanted no parts of those guys, man, and not just Bigsby, the freshman 20. Like we looked like we didn't want any. Our tackling sucked on that night. Our corralling sucked, but offensively, man, I think that these Coach Peetz, man, Coach Ogeron, the guys that are responsible for them going, they have to put their minds together and come up with a game plan weekend, because it has to be a week in and week out game plan for them. You know, you can have some things that you hang your hat on, but we saw again, we can't throw go routes. We saw that again. We can't just line up and just say, hey, let's throw it, because we have guys open, man, but we're not doing it. So I'm not even worrying about that no more. I'm looking for that to get fixed next year in the off season. But we still can do things, and even if it don't work, dog, do something though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it don't work, like, we're not saying it's guaranteed,
right?
But you have players. Like, man, I see Besh. I mean, come on, man. You have players. You have guys that you can get the ball to that are tough guys that'll go get you 5 yards. I don't give a damn if you dink and dunk 5 yards down the field the entire time, and Max ain't getting hit, and we cutting linemen.
Yeah.
You know, like there has to be some. It has to be a game plan that these guys can come out to put their head around, where you still have some semblance of the run, even if it's not a 5 yard, even at 4 yards. We have to be able to do that, man. And I can't sit here and say we can't do that and we're LSU.
Yeah. What did you make of that disorganization on the sidelines Saturday night? I mean, I love to bang on Les Miles. I think Les Miles is one of the all-time just worst at that, and that looked worse than that stuff. I mean, you mentioned the timeout of the kickoff. The timeout when you couldn't get the play on the field on 4th and goal inside of Auburn's 5, and you come out of that TO and jump off sides, I thought was like the lowest of low points for a team and a coaching staff that just looked very
vulnerable,
just very unorganized, just kind of look over their head.
It's embarrassing.
Sure.
And for somebody that knows, because I'm sure 80 to 90% of people don't even see that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you don't see it, I'm sure they show it on TV, you see it, right? But you don't understand in that, because as soon as, dog, I was so livid. I was so livid when they called that timeout, coming out of a punt or whatever it was.
The kickoff.
I was like, I could not believe it.
I know.
But see, that's what you're talking about, though. If we look like that on the sideline, if we look like that coming out of a punt or kickoff, if we look like that, how are we looking when we're meeting? How are we looking when we're giving the information to the players? So this is what I'm saying. For me, I question everything. Yeah, I question everything. That's why I always say it's coaching.
How do we get here?
I never put it on the players, man. I put it on them when they get on the field and they don't tackle and they drop balls and they do that. But when it comes to leading, organizing, getting these guys going in the right direction, that's coaching. How can they be confident that you're going to get them to play in time when we're now in week 4 and we still haven't gotten it? How can you tell him, hurry up at the line when he's getting to play with 8 seconds on the clock? You can't. And that's why when you said earlier, this regime has never been good at these things. And that's why, so they need to self-eval as well and get better at that, because it helps the confidence with the players. Yeah. It helps the players build more confidence in the coaches. We all are in this thing together, working together. If I feel like you're not doing your job, you're not helping me do my job. So now I look like I'm dropping the ball, or I look like I'm not getting to the line quick enough. Or now I'm rushing with 3 seconds where I know I'm supposed to look left, but now I'm rushing trying to get the ball, and I'm just all distorted. And I'm a young quarterback.
Yeah.
That's not helping him
Yeah.
at all.
I mean, that was his 7th start on Saturday night. You know what I mean? I mean, to think that he's still dealing with issues of get
what
me
I'm
the
saying.
play in
Play-in.
on time.
It's like,
you
it's not
see
him.
in
It's
the,
not him.
in the 7th
It's
start.
not.
And even he gets to the huddle on the sideline and they're like looking at him. He's like, what the fuck are we doing? What is going on?
How
I mean-
frustrating that has to be as a quarterback and be like, I'm trying to get you all the play. I don't have it yet.
But
Like,
he's trying to see what the defense is,
they're putting too much on his
what the
plate.
front is. He's trying to figure
Make
out where I'm
calls.
going with the ball, redirecting the Mike linebacker, pointing everything out, and now I got to worry about my coaches giving
and now
me the
getting a
play
new
on
play.
time.
Yeah.
Now I got to look, come back and look.
5, 4,
I'm looking.
3,
I'm looking at the clock.
2,
I'm looking at y'all.
Timeout.
Timeout.
Fuck it.
Timeout, yeah.
Like, how can you not be frustrated?
4 of them.
I talked to you about this against Mississippi State whenever
Time management.
whenever you saw
Time management.
against Mississippi State. I asked you about Coach O kind of choking the game out. You saw the difference in game plan from the first half to the
Yeah,
second
that was
half.
different.
And you said you weren't worried about it. Did you not see the exact same thing against Auburn where it looked like he was just trying to – he's staring at the clock waiting for this thing to die as
No, no,
opposed
no.
to go kill him.
Well, that's the mentality. The reason why it was okay in Mississippi State because of how the defense was playing. That was the defensive game plan to bend but don't break. He still was trying to score points, but the defensive game plan is what made that okay because it was all tied in together. This is a totally different game. That's why I say every week is a different game plan. You don't play any
At
it's
home.
different in Mississippi State. You ahead, you're winning. We defense playing great. We know what we at. This was a game where the game wasn't your game plan wasn't bend but don't break. Your game plan was to go out there, tackle, corral Bo Nix, and keep him in the pocket. Did not happen. That was the game plan for Bo Nix. It didn't happen. The game plan did not work against Bo Nix defensively, honestly. It did not work because he made too many plays outside the pocket.
Well, the game plan was to get it to
Outside
Bo
the
Nix,
pocket.
right? They did that. They stopped the run. They got it in
No,
Bo
no, no,
Nix's
no, no, no.
hands.
But what I'm saying is, it's still the play. They was to stop the run. Correct. We didn't do that great either. But Bo Nix' game plan is to keep him in the pocket. Guys rush up the field, get to a certain distance. Now you bring him and keep him in that bubble.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
That didn't happen at all. So even though, we got to stop the run, that's your primary. But now when you say, okay, we want him to win the football game, that's fine. We're going to put it in his hands. But we want him playing from the pocket. We don't want him getting outside of 8 and 11 and all that. And he did that. Those guys had terrible responsibility and letting guys get outside of them. But the difference is, you're right. In this game, though, there was at some point as an offense in the second half, you got to show your nuts, dog, and say, let me go try to win it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't give a damn if you got to line up.
Wildcat.
Whatever. You got to go try to win it. You in it. You got to go try to win it. And I'm not saying that I just don't think that it was, I don't think it was a smash, all gas approach to go win it offensively. You know what I mean? Defensively, I think they were fine.
Yeah.
Offensively, we just did not have that approach. Let's go try to win the football game. Whatever your special plays are, whatever you
What's your best?
Yeah,
What do you do
man,
best?
We gotta win the football game.
What do you do best?
It's
Go
a
do
One
it.
touchdown wins it.
Yeah.
We gotta go win the football game. We couldn't make that big stop defensive or that time stop, that timely stop, that timely
That
play.
momentum getter.
That timely play, we just couldn't make that. And they made them. Bo Nix made them, honestly. He made them
Yeah,
all the time.
He did. Do you think they can salvage this? Do you think they can spin this thing around and get it right before Kentucky's? I think Kentucky's
a
they going
monster.
into a damn.
Talk about
Who we
run the
got this
ball.
week?
They got Kentucky
Kentucky.
Saturday,
week?
going to Lexington on Saturday.
Baby.
You come home and play Florida.
Almost.
Bye
Come
week.
back home and play Ole Miss. Then you got a bye week and play
Alabama.
Bama. That's the next 4 games for LSU.
No break in sight.
All gas, no brakes. I think that defensively they'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think offensively we have to do some of the things that we've been talking about previously. Just got to get Max and the playmakers that he have just going a lot quicker. Get the ball out of his hands. If that's what the game plan is, that's what the game plan is. If the game plan is to run booty on tear sweeps and that's part of the run game, or 33. Like, you know, it has to be some of those things, man. It has to be some, give these guys the ball, get it to them in the slide, just pick it up and just give it to them. You know what I mean? If they get 3 yards, it's a run. It's first down, it's a run. You know, it has to be some type of things like that if you're not going to run the football, or we're just going to abandon the run and only run it 13 times a game. You know what I mean? Kentucky's a big test. Kentucky's a big test on the road, especially how they've been playing. Kentucky, the difference with Kentucky now than what I've previously, Kentucky now has like
confidence.
Athletes.
And they got
players.
Yeah, they like believe they can win the game.
Yeah, they got players. And the thing is, even though they getting all this credibility now, notoriety now, they still like hungry. We're still Kentucky. Like, we're still a basketball school. You know what I mean? So they still gonna come in and play hard. Well, I think for us, and the coaches has to change the mantra and try to get and change it to where these guys are just hungrier.
Mean.
You know what I mean? They got to get hungrier and going in, okay, you guys are this, you guys are that. It just has to be more of an attitude, man, more of a steadfast attitude of beating they behind. We can turn it around.
You play for pride at this point.
We can turn it around. We could definitely turn it around, but the coaches are going to have to be the main ones to do it. I think the players are playing hard. I think the players are trying to execute what they're doing well. I think they're being hindered offensively by late plays coming in, by situational football, by coaches not mismanaging offensively. I think that the coaches offensively right now, with not getting the ball in on time, with time, like just with not giving these guys a chance. I mean, dude, one clock management issue during a football game will cost you. Two will cost you. We had 4.
It's unreal.
You know what I mean?
And still had a chance to win the game.
Should have.
It's just those things. The coaches have to do a better job offensively of putting them in better situations to be successful. And if that doesn't happen, and if these coaches, if our offensive coaches continue to drop the ball on timeout, clock management, getting the balls in the Mad Max on time so he could do what he needs to do as a young quarterback and try to build that confidence in him. Because, I mean, you don't think the players also see it and be like, man, y'all seen that shit them coaches were doing? They didn't get the plays in the Max right. You see what time Max getting the play in 10 seconds. We can't even get out the huddle. Like, they know that.
Especially when they all come to the sideline as an offense and Max in the huddle is saying, get the play in.
Exactly, they know it.
Where's the disconnect?
It's
it just too many steps?
Nah, it's the coaches, because them steps been going on with everybody else. Everybody else do the same thing, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody else do the same thing. And I'm not saying, like, exactly the same thing, but everybody has that. Yeah, the principle is the same. I mean, just like situational football, everybody do the same thing. We just don't do it well. That's all. We just don't do it well. And we don't do it well because it's not that much attention to detail. Period.
Right.
It's not,
because that's what it looks like Monday through Friday.
Yes. It's not that much attention to detail.
That's what it looks like Monday through Friday, so that's what it's going to look like on Saturday.
Call timeout, fuck it.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
That's good Monday stuff right there from Ro.
Sobering.
Be back later in the week. And we will talk more about this LSU Kentucky matchup as they get prepared for Saturday night. It'll be a crazy week. Ogeron going to speak today at noon, so you'll have
night game.
Is it? Yeah, it's 6:30.
Oh shit!
6:30.
Yeah.
Lexington's going to be on fire.
What?
They were chanting for LSU after the game.
I mean,
they burned the whole town after the
game. Spread on this thing.
They want LSU. Everybody wants LSU right now.
LSU's
get right.
Listen,
Buster.
Kentucky's on a high, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, they played good.
Yeah, they did. I mean, like, that was no fluke that they
won.
No,
they
won the game.
No, they won the game.
LSU catching 3 over 52.
What? We're catching 3.
LSU getting 3 points. A neutral.
So it's just a neutral home field advantage.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you could see at LSU and be like, that looks like a team I would bet on.
First 15.
Have a good Monday. Go Chevrolet drives us all the time. Stop in and see Go Chevrolet, GEAUX Chevrolet.com. We appreciate them as always. For Rohan, for Jack, for Lizzie, and the entire crew, we'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.